Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. I have a really unique and spiritual, mystical, and exciting episode for you today. And guest, I have Jackie Collier with me. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Marla. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm a fan of you and your work, so it's an honor to be here today.
Thank you. This is so exciting. You guys, Jackie reached out to me because she has this very unique business model that she's doing in New York City, and it's called Happening in NYC. And it ties into what I do, mystical stuff and spiritual stuff and single stuff and relationships. And what better topic right before Valentine's Day? So Jackie, yeah, tell me about this business that you're doing with your friend Mike, and how it started and what you guys are doing. Because if you're going to be in New York City, you're going to want to check this out.
Thanks, Marla. So my friend Mike and I, we met doing an acting job together about 8 years ago. And we're both entrepreneurs and lovers of spirituality and magic. And we really deeply connected. As soon as we met, we just had this instant connection where we were best friends. And over the years, we wanted to create something together, but we were always trying to follow the momentum and the synchronicity of what felt right. And for the first time in September, it's when we felt inspired to create the Happening NYC. And our company provides bespoke, immersive experiences in New York City, all around the city. So what we do is for each of our clients, we tailor each experience to them, to the things that light them up. So, for example, one of our clients recently, her son had bought her the experience after she had gone through a divorce. So she's newly single, back out into the world now. And he knew that she always wanted to take dance lessons, but it was something that her husband had not wanted to do with her. And it was something that she was afraid to do on her own. So for the Happening, we created this experience where through a series of events, she thought that she won a dance class, and she has this very handsome partner and they're dancing together. And then through the entire weekend, she met these psychic twins that we hired to tell her about what was coming in her future. And then it finally finished up with a magician because she loves magic. And after this experience, she said to us, I'm walking through the world in a whole new way. I would have never gotten myself dance lessons, but now the next time I come back to the city, I will get dance lessons. I want to keep dancing. I want to keep looking at life this way. And it's really important for us to provide experiences for people that aren't just a one-off or one and done. It makes them look at the world in a whole new way.
So where did you, so the dance was at a dance studio, and then where did you have her meet the psychic twins and the magician?
So the psychic twins was really, really fun because we were in communication with her son, and we were also in communication with the twins that we had hired to provide this experience for her. And she thought that she was just happenstance going to a shopping mall, because it was originally the plan was to have them meet. The High Line in New York City is beautiful, and people love to walk the High Line.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And that was the plan, but it was raining that day. So, we were texting with her son and we're, okay, we'll pivot. So she thought they were just happenstance going to this mall. So when these twins came up to her and said her name and started speaking to her, she said to him, did you set this up? And then later on, she answered her own question and said, but we weren't even supposed to be here. So there's no way you could have set this up. And they had this really, beautiful experience with her. And then for the magician, we had sent her son a card in the mail that was for magic and cocktails. They both love cocktails. So we sent this flyer in the mail saying that a nearby cocktail bar was having a magic night. Now, they weren't actually having a magic night. We had hired the magician to specifically be at the cocktail bar for our client, but she thought that the magician just chose her when they were in this cocktail bar. And then yeah, exactly. And the twins had given her a key that she was wearing around her neck for the entirety of her weekend in New York City. And they said, you'll know when to use it. So the magician left her a box and said, you might want to try opening it. And then inside was a note from her son. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
exactly. And there inside was a note from her son saying, I'm so proud of you. You're so strong. Like, wishing you all the best in your adventure in this next phase of your life. So it was a really moving experience for her.
Wow, this is really unique. I love this. So so it could be either the person themselves contacts you to do this or a friend that does it. So what if I came to you and say, oh, my mother just died, which she did, and I'm just feeling down, and I, and just can't get myself motivated. So I think I'll hire you guys for your experience. So then, do you just pick it out, or or I say, hey, I live in New York, and how does that work?
So in the case of a client hiring us for themselves, that's been a lot of fun too, because we ask questions of the client. So we have a different form that we send to clients when they're creating it for themselves, so that it's not as specific as saying dance and this and that. We really get a feel for your personality and the things that light you up. And then from that, so for example, for you, I feel like what I know about you, connection, high vibrational people. You're someone to me that you go through life wanting to be deeply present in each experience that you're having. And I think that for the happening, we tend to get people who are creatives, who are big thinkers, who are dreamers. So we would make sure that your experience had an air of mystery and intrigue, that you would know that you were on a journey, but you would have no idea what was coming. So each experience would be a surprise for you. But some people, we've had a few clients that they don't love surprises. So their experiences are tailored to, there's still going to be things that you don't know, but we walk it through with them a little bit more if they're not so into the mystery and the intrigue. But I think that, especially for you wanting to, especially after losing your mom, I think there's this sense of, I was just talking to my mom about this because she lost her mom recently, and this sense of a part of who you are and your childhood self feeling a disconnect from that. So wanting to be able to provide you with an experience that would allow you to also connect with your childhood self at the same time and experience just some of that pure unbridled joy that is hard for us to do as adults when we've been through all the things we've been through.
Exactly. It's all about experiences. And so when you make these experiences for these people, you could, and you're all into the mystical stuff. So I love that the fact that you did the magician, which is Magick, and the psychics, and what other kind of spiritual things have you done, or do you have lined up for people over there?
Most of the people that seek us out, believe in something else that's out there, some sort of, whether it's a religion or whether it's they focus on spirituality or just they know something that's bigger than out there. But we have had people that don't don't really think about their spiritual selves. And someone else has gotten it for them as a gift. And not saying that they're walking around and they're all high vibrational now and the most spiritual being, but one man in particular, we had feedback from him and he said, I haven't felt like this since I was a kid.
Oh
And
my,
it's like, yes, that's the energy of anything can happen. And you're not alone. We're not alone. You have to be attuned to all the things around. And, we've actually interestingly had a couple of our clients, two that I can think of in particular. We have these, we call them glimmers. The opposite of a trigger is a glimmer. So it's something exciting that we're
oh my
planning
gosh,
to.
I'm stealing that word. I love it.
Please do. I know it's so great. It's so great. And we, plan these glimmers. We hire actors, magicians, people for these glimmers. But we have had clients that have had other glimmers happen. And they said, oh, I love that. That was the best part. And we said, that's not us. That's you. That's
Oh my
you.
gosh,
And
yes.
because they're attuned and they're looking at the world in a whole new way, they're finding their own magic. They're just operating on a different frequency. And
That's like that is, oh my God, I wish I lived in New York. I'd have to be part of this.
oh my gosh, well, we would love to do one for you if you come to New York.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. I mean, I wrote my last book, The Magic Seeker, because I'm a magic seeker. And that's what people are. They're really to the core, everybody's seeking magic, in some way, even if they don't realize it. And that's what you're doing for them.
yeah, I love that you say that because people who it's exactly right, even if they don't realize it. And I think people will try and find it in all sorts of ways. People will find it, through working out, through alcohol, through hobbies, through like there's all these things. Some are healthier ways and some are less healthy ways, but we're all just
Mhm.
trying to do that.
Yeah.
And we really hope, Mike and I are based in New York and we love New York City, but we're really hoping that the happening is something that we can do in bigger cities like LA, Chicago. And we do have an ebook that Mike put together, and it's really great for people to be able to create their own hometown happening. So we can't be there for you. We outline the things that we think are important if you want to do this either for yourself or for someone you love, for someone who kind of needs a lift in their life.
Oh, how nice. Is that free or is it a cost? Is that on your website for
It is,
download?
yeah. It's a free ebook on our website. So yeah, and it's Mike developed the entire thing because this was something that actually Mike had done for his mom years ago. He did an experience for her for Christmas, and in their little hometown in Florida, he found so no, of course, living in New York and we're both actors, we hire actors for these experiences, but he
Oh,
found neighbors and a woman who worked at her hair salon, all these people to make her experience magical for her in their hometown. So Mike outlined all of that in the ebook that he wrote.
now, are you two still acting?
We are, yeah. We met doing a show called Sex Tips for Straight Women from a Gay Man.
Oh,
And uh and he played the hunk and I played the straight woman who gets tips from the wonderful gay man he's still one of our good friends now too. It was just a 3-person show.
okay.
And Mike does a lot of musical theater. He's super talented and just a hunk. He's an absolute and single and likes men. So if anyone out there knows someone for him, he's looking.
How old is he? What's his age?
He is 36.
Okay,
So it's
single men, if you're up to it, if you're magical and dynamic and all that, check it out.
That's exactly someone magical and dynamic. Yes. And I do I love theater still, but for 2 years I worked for Hallmark Channel doing their podcasts and I've done their movies and I did Christmas movie for CBS. So it's funny because I get to be in that world, that rom-com world,
Oh, how fun.
really, which is really, really fun. And I love it, but this is really great because it's a way for us to, for the same reason that Mike and I both love acting, we love storytelling and we love deeply connecting with people and, being part of a magical experience. But now we get to do that in real life.
So your website's flashing up now for everybody, and just say what it is too.
It's the Happening NYC.com.
Okay,
So
great.
you can, contact us even if you just want to dip your toe in and get the ebook. All we need for that is your email address. You get the free ebook. And then if you're interested in our other experiences, we set up a Zoom with you to talk through to see if we would be a good fit for you. And then we figure out together what kind of experience you would like either for you or for someone that you're purchasing it
Yeah,
for.
what a great gift. So you don't have to have another knickknack sitting around, or, I think it's great. Now, the price, are the prices on your website as well?
Yes, our main experience that we have is for basically a weekend in NYC. And that's 3,000 for that experience, taking you through the whole weekend. But then we also have experiences that are, just for a day, or we have an experience, and we actually haven't done this experience yet. But I don't know, have you ever seen the movie The Game with Michael Douglas? So in The Game, Michael Douglas is this super rich businessman, and his brother purchases him this experience. But instead of it being magical, it's kind of terrifying. But we would like to take that and, turn it on its head. So we have not done a full long month experience yet, but it's something that we've sort of laid the blueprint out so that if we do have a client that actually is like, yeah, I want to have a month-long experience where, each day something happens. It might not be the whole day, but where each day I'm going to get to experience something magical in my life. We have that experience too. So we're really looking forward to when somebody decides that they want to do that one, because that'll be a completely immersive experience. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, I think this is great too, as a matchmaker, for when I'm matching up couples and stuff, like if they've just been dating for a few weeks or few months, to do that, to go, that would be a fun experience to do together, as a couple, something different.
I think that's, exactly right, in that sense that, when you're first starting to date someone and, they have it on reality shows like The Bachelor or Bachelorette, where they have these very like high adrenaline dates and it bonds you together. But I think that something where they're having this experience and, not only does it get them on a different wavelength, but then it gives them things to talk about and really gets a side of them that you might not just get if you're going to, dinner and a movie. Yeah, we did have a client that did it for an anniversary experience, and that was a lot of fun to plan too, because, I think it was something that not only was it a celebration, but also they had been married for, I think it was 25 years. So they also were due for a little refresher. They just become empty nesters. They were going into a whole new stage, in their lives. And I think that it was really important for them to be like, okay, how do we connect when it's just us?
Exactly. Well, Jackie, thank you so much for coming by for the podcast. This has been such a fun, magical talk, and you guys, all the notes are below, and check out their website and download the ebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave some comments below on what kind of, what would you do? What kind of experience would you want to create? Have you tried anything? Are you single and looking? Let us know.
Thanks so much, Marla.